watching the platform, and I'm tuning in live. Hey, follow me on Instagram at DJJoy334. You already know what's going on. Free my grandma. Hey, we on the platform. What's up?
Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy Young Roll, man. You're tuned in to Wake Up Montgomery, man. And to my right over here,
you got comedian Blueski Blue. What's happening?
Oh, man, you know how it's going to go. We're sitting here in the middle. Mr. Daryl Bailey himself, District Attorney Daryl Bailey. Let me say that.
Don't forget the DA.
The one and only. Let me say, hey, man, let me tell y'all, man. I got scared when I walked in here.
You lying, bro.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Terrified for a second here. You know.
No, man, we all good.
I ain't gonna lie. When I pulled down the street, man, I saw one unmarked. I was like, okay, it's just one. Then I saw another one. I said, oh, okay, it's two. And then our team came down the street. I was like, oh, okay.
Daryl Bailey rolling deep, man. Hey,
got to, man. You got to. You got to.
It,
That's
man.
all right.
I understand it, man. So how we do each and every Wednesday, we get into the topic of discussion, man, where we talk about the gun violence that's going on in the city. How can we stop it? How we can prevent it? You know, a leader as yourself, community leader as yourself, government official. So we want to get your opinion and actually talk to the streets and the community and actually hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, and hear you out. So, I mean, jumping straight into it, just going directly into it. Let's go back to your background. What's your background?
Yeah. So first of all, let me tell both of you, thank you for having me on. I feel honored, man. I do. Yeah. Blue, you cracking me up, man. You hadn't even said anything.
I ain't even said nothing yet, man.
But I am honored that you had me on. You know, the 15th show, I understand.
Yeah,
so,
the 15th show.
Man, I tell you what, that's all right. So my background is, you know, I'm originally from Huntsville, Alabama. I've lived in Montgomery most of my adult life, almost all of my adult life. So I've been here for a few minutes, to say. But I grew up probably lower middle class household, went to public schools, man, saw everything that you could imagine, you know, gangs, drugs, knife fights. We didn't have many gun fights back then, but we had a lot of knife fights I can remember. But graduated from public schools there in Huntsville, went to the University of Alabama in Huntsville.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't go to Tuscaloosa.
You had to point at me with that one. Huh?
Yeah, War Eagle. But graduated from there. I always wanted to be a prosecutor. Now, how that came about is it's a funny story. My first goal in life and what I wanted to be was I wanted to be a sanitation worker. That's what I wanted to do. I loved watching those trucks come by, and I still do, to be honest with you. I love those trucks coming by, and I'd go out and watch that. One day, they let me pull that lever down.
Oh, man.
That was it, man. I was like, yeah, that's all right. And then I was done with it. I was done. Now, here, the funny story about that is last year I was out walking, and a buddy of mine lives in the neighborhood, works in the office. We were out walking, and he knows one of the guys on the sanitation truck, and he told him about that story. So they pulled in and said, hey, man, you want to ride on the truck with us? I said, absolutely. So I, for a whole block, got to ride on the back of the truck and do that. Of course, man, that was some work, man. I ain't used to that physical labor, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I was able to do that, but that was the coolest thing. First grade comes along. My teacher, totally at random, they were doing a play. And the play was a courtroom scene about whether sugar caused the cavity in a little boy's tooth or not. So they picked me to be the DA. They picked me to be the prosecutor. My job was to prove to my classmates that sugar was guilty for causing this cavity. So I got up and I argued, did all this, you know, and the other person got up and said, no, it's the little boy's fault. He should have brushed his teeth and all this kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, the classmates got to make the decision. That wasn't in the script. And they found the guy guilty, or found Sugar guilty for causing the cavity. And I said, man, I won my first case. And
so what was his punishment? Like Kool-Aid or something?
No, but see, I like it. So ever since then, I wanted to be a prosecutor. And, I really didn't know what all that meant, but I stuck with it. I'm one of the few that, when you ask a little kid what they want to do, most of them say police officer, firefighter, doctor, NBA star, NFL. I always said I wanted to be a DA. So and here I am. So I'm living out my dream.
That's what's up. That is absolutely what's up, man.
Married, 2 kids. Raised my 2 beautiful kids here. They're one of them's off to college, the other one getting ready to graduate. And good kids make good grades. Everybody's goal in life as a parent should be that you want your kids to be better off than you were.
Right.
And my parents did that for me. I'm better off than they were. My dad's a blue-collar worker, worked 40 years out in the elements, breaking his back, and he always told me, son, I don't want you to do this. I want you to be able to use your mind and not use your bat like I've had to do. And
powerful words.
Yeah, so I'm better off as far as that goes than they were. And I want my kids. I want better for my kids, and I hope everybody wants that.
All right,
And if
absolutely.
everybody wants that and can accomplish that, we're going to be better off.
Right. Absolutely. What you got, Blue?
All right. So, what is more important, justice or truth?
This is not those 10 questions. Oh, okay.
Not yet. Not yet.
You're making me nervous. I'm kind of on edge. What's more important, justice or truth? Well, those go together.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Justice is the truth. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will think, the DA's job is to go in and convict people and throw people in prison, all that. No, that's not my job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my job is to seek the truth.
Right.
And whatever the truth is justice. So if at the end of the case it's determined that the person is not guilty, that it's the wrong person or there wasn't enough evidence, and the person found not guilty, that's justice. And guess what else that is? That's truth.
Right.
So there's
2 for 1.
Yeah. There's not really a difference in those. So I think those go together. Truth and justice are the same. At the end of the case, the person's guilty. That's justice, and guess what? That's also the truth.
That's I say you're a man of integrity.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Well, listen. I tell young prosecutors coming into my office, we are about seeking the truth. Whatever. There's plenty of guilty people out there. I mean, y'all know that. I mean, the reason y'all started this. There's plenty of guilty people out there. We don't have to go finding or trying to make up charges on people or whatever. We're here. I'm put here on this earth. I'm put here in this job, I believe, by our good Lord to make a difference and to help people and to help change lives and make Montgomery a better place. And that's not all about just putting people in prison. That's not all about just prosecution. And we'll get into it. I'm sure y'all got some other questions about it. But, I believe in being more proactive than reactive. Most DAs, the way that job is designed, it's a reactive job. And what I mean by that, you have a crime that happens, we react to it at that time and go in, prosecute the case, do whatever needs to be done. But guess what? Nothing's been solved. I mean, you've got some justice for some families probably, maybe some healing process going, and maybe the bad guys off the streets. But you got to be proactive, and that's what y'all are trying to do, which I appreciate. But you got to get to the root causes of the problem, or it's just going to keep happening.
Right. So just touching, this is not on here. Just touching on that when you're saying about justice and truth and all. If you followed the Breonna Taylor case and all, how do you feel? Do you feel like justice was served in that?
No, I don't. But a lot of these national cases that we followed over the last several years, justice hasn't been done. And a lot of it is because you've got some people who are more interested in politics and more interested in other things than truth and justice and doing what is right.
Correct.
You can go back, to a case that happened here in Montgomery, Greg Gunn.
No.
What was the right thing in that case? What's the right thing to do? And I believe that we did the right thing in that case, and we got justice for the Gunn family. We're still fighting that case. It's every single day it's a fight. Let me tell you. But to answer your question, no.
Absolutely. Got you. So, okay. So, here's one of the questions on here. How many murders right now are there total in Montgomery right now?
Well, as of yesterday, we have had 60 murders in the city of Montgomery.
We at 60 already?
Yeah, 60 already.
60, man. Y'all
Yeah, and I think when y'all first started this,
like 40
well, when y'all had them on, it was 44,
44
44 homicides. I saw that, and here we
Y'all
are.
hear that, man? That's crazy out there, man. If y'all watching, man, that is a number we shouldn't even have here in the city, man. That is crazy. We got to do better, man.
But
Definitely.
Blue, let me say this. Yeah, we got 60 homicides in the city of Montgomery. But to me, even a more startling number is, and I don't have the exact one on this, but we have about, and I'm pretty close, about 344 people who have been shot this year in Montgomery. In the 12 months, we haven't even done with the year yet, we've had about almost 350 people who have been shot.
What? Oh,
Man,
man.
y'all hear that? 350 people?
350.
Yeah.
That just
that
messed
crazy?
me up. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
It's horrible. So, yeah, that's it. To me, almost even a more startling number. You know, out of those 350 people, and of course that includes those 60 homicides, but, I mean, we could have easily had 350 homicides in the city.
Right.
Those people just didn't,
What's the
praise
max?
God, didn't die.
What's the max homicides Montgomery has seen? I know we start low, but
Yeah. So you'd have to go back in, as far as I've been able to see, go back into the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
We had some homicide rates in the 70s, believe it or not, back in the 80s. And mid-80s. Chief Investigator Mike Thomas in here, he used to work for Montgomery Police Department back then. He'd probably tell me, but it was...
A shelf back there. Shelf.
If y'all don't know, man, security is deep.
Deep. Security is deep in the building, y'all.
They're here.
I don't know why, too. You know, I wear baggy clothes. And
Hey,
I tell you, man, I don't need all that security.
it's like when I said Daryl Bailey, all I could hear in my head was bad boy.
Right.
What you gonna do?
That's right.
Man, I had to check my record, see if I ain't hand on my record before I get down here like that. I pay all my tickets.
They already done that.
Right?
Yeah, I need to talk to you after the show, Blue.
Blue's going to jail, y'all.
Nah, I'm finna run. Use these pit pats and run, man. Finna run.
We'll work something out.
Oh man,
Man.
that's crazy, man. Look, so
Oh, I guess you better start paying that child support.
Wow. Man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Those are two scary words. Child support.
man.
Two scary words.
That's funny, man. Hey, Daryl Bailey cool, y'all.
Yes,
Daryl
he
Bailey
is.
cool.
He's very cool.
man.
He's very cool.
We done
Very
broke the
cool.
ice, man. We talking about the real conversation here, man. The other shows don't talk about the realness, what's going on in the streets, man, as far as the gun violence goes, man. So these are the topic of discussion that we like to talk about, man. And we do this with our guests, and our special leaders in the city, man, government officials, That's how we do it on Wake Up Montgomery, man. Look, so going back into it. So how long does it usually take to really break down the investigation on how you guys start with homicide?
Well, let me say this. When I first started out, and I've been in the DA's office for 25 years or so, around 25 years. But when I first started out, the way we dealt with that is we would see the homicide case maybe 6 months after the homicide happened.
Wow.
Maybe.
Why so long?
Because, you think about police department, they go in, they investigate, they go and review all these witnesses, send things off for testing, and then they send us all the file.
Gotcha.
Well, I thought that was too long for us to be involved. So what we do now is as soon as a homicide happens, we are called. Mike Thomas, chief investigator, is called. He calls me, and most of the time we roll out together on these scenes. So we are now involved on day one at the time that the murder happens. We're out at the crime scene, so we see exactly where everything is. We see the witnesses, hear from some of the witnesses, get to talk to some of the witnesses. But that does me good as a prosecutor because then when I get to go into the courtroom, it's all fresh. I can remember everything. I'm not just looking at pictures or videos or talking to people.
So basically you get a mental picture.
Absolutely. And it sticks with you, man. I've seen more dead bodies than you'd ever want to see. Unfortunately, in the time we've been doing this, which we've been doing that since 2014, so in that 6 years, man, you can imagine, 40, 50 homicides a year, how many deceased bodies that we've seen. Way too many, let's put it that way. So now we're involved day one with the police. Our investigators show up, They work with the police department, helping them out, anything that they need. And, we then have attorneys that we go back and brief the very next morning, and they get involved with any court stuff that needs to be done.
Okay.
So we're there on day one now.
So it's almost like First 48.
Yeah, absolutely.
Favorite show, by the way.
No, okay.
Gotcha. Cool. What you got, Blueski?
Let's see.
Be you, Blueski. Be you. I know he ready. I feel it. I already
Oh
know
man, we about to do that.
I'm gonna wait till I want to ask
Blue
unless you want to question.
scared me now. He's talking about something I got to do without saying something.
Unless you want to do the no arms now, or you want to.
No, we can wait on it.
Okay, cool.
I already could tell, man. I got the people. I brought the questions for Daryl, baby.
Yes.
Tonight, people, I got the questions.
He has an itinerary.
Yeah, but I don't know. Have we got any of these questions?
we got the three of them already.
We got three.
We're doing all right then, man.
We got three, man.
You should have put the answers down here.
But I know.
You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. What time y'all wake up, by the way? It's 7 o'clock at night.
No, I be
Is
at
this
work
airing in the
like.
morning? Oh, no, it's airing live, right?
Right,
We live right
You gotta
now.
wake up.
Man, I'll be up at like 7.
I had to be to work
Man.
at 6:30, man. So I'm up by 5.
Oh, okay.
I'm up by 5 every day.
So my next question
I'm
is,
glad you didn't call me until 5 o'clock in the morning.
how long does it take to solve a murder before it turns to a cold case?
Yeah, so that really depends on the case. It is not, there's not a set time.
Right.
So what I mean by that, once usually the Montgomery Police Departments who we're talking about, once they start investigating a case and they run out of information, they run out of leads, and they just don't have anywhere else to turn, that is when the case becomes cold.
Gotcha.
And that could be 6 weeks, it could be 3 months, it could be a year. It just depends on that case. But as long as they have information that they're following up on, fresh information that they're following up on, witnesses that are coming forward or evidence that they've uncovered, that case is not cold. But once all of that runs out, that case then becomes cold.
Okay.
Now, I assume we're about to get into hopefully talking about cold cases, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is really something I'm very passionate about. Probably a year or so ago, I started thinking about the cold cases in Montgomery that have gone unsolved. And we went back and looked, and there are hundreds of them, unfortunately. There are hundreds of them. Montgomery Police Department does a really good job as far as their solve rate. They're in the 80 percentile. I can't remember exactly what it is of solving. That's important and that's good because if you go look at like Detroit, Michigan, or Chicago, Illinois, their solve rate's in the 20%. Can you believe that? Yeah.
Right.
That means 80% of the murders or 70-something% of the murders go unsolved.
Right. That is crazy.
So we have maybe 10 to 20% of the murders that happen every year in Montgomery that go unsolved. And I wanted to do something about that. A lot of the family members had come to me and, wanting justice for their loved one, wanting to know what happened. And my heart just poured out to them. And so we decided to form a cold case unit in Montgomery. And we were very successful in that. And we have got the best, and I do mean the best, investigators on that unit. And they have already to date solved, we've been in operation for about a year now, close to a year. We've already solved 6 of those homicide cases, those cold cases. And those are cases that those family members would have never got justice if this cold case unit had not been involved. So I'm very proud of that unit. They're working every day. We're about to solve a couple more. So we just solved a big one involving Jalen Saunders, who was the 16-year-old that was killed just sleeping in his bed and someone shooting into his house. And the cold case unit just solved that one. I'm very proud of that. So one of the investigators in my office was the actual investigator to crack that case open. So, yeah.
That's
good stuff.
That's pretty good.
What you got, Blueski, over there, man? What you got, Blueski, Blue? I can see them Blueski face.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Blue, these questions way too
I'm not even going to ask these right here. I'm just sliding on.
That's what I said. Be you, Blue. I can already tell.
I'm trying to figure out, where do I need to go to apply for a job for your law enforcement team?
I already told you, man. You're
Just
hot.
need to
Big
be
as you are, man.
right, man. I just need to be
Right here, man.
right, man. You see what I'm saying, man?
I wish
eat
we
all
could turn the
vegetables.
camera around and look at
Eat all
the
vegetables.
security back here.
Right,
you know
man.
what I'm
Like
saying?
you got one security group inside, you got 6 of them outside.
6 of them. Oh, wow.
Right, one up the street, one down the street.
No,
man,
no,
it's like
Miss Relisha Bell said, "Hey, also,
Oh yeah. Well, she's one of my favorite people in the whole world, and she's actually the one responsible for the cold case unit. Unfortunately, her brother was murdered a few years back at his barbershop, and we're working hard trying to solve that case. But she is a leader in the community. She really works with homicide victim families, and she has Murder in Montgomery, which is a Facebook group, and she really nurtures all of those families and keeps them up to date on things and helps them, whatever needs that they have. And she's a special person. So my heart is full for her. She's great.
Absolutely.
We would not have a cold case unit without her work.
You heard that, Miss Bell. I see her watching on here. She's watching. So right now in the city of Montgomery, like, what is the age limit there you're seeing most of the gun violence coming from?
Oh my gosh, man, it's young. It's young. We are seeing kids as young as 12, 13, 14, 15.
What?
15 is a popular age that we see a lot of this gun violence taking place with. But a lot of, almost exclusively, teenagers and people young 20s that are the ones that are the victims of the gun violence or the ones perpetrating the gun violence. But a lot of young people.
So let me ask you this. What do you think is a cause? Well, what do you think is a major cause for all of this?
When you and I were growing up, you look about the same age. You look older.
You just told my age to all everybody.
Man, just call Blue Scale old. Y'all heard
Just call me old. I'll take that. Old people got wisdom.
Oh, man.
I'll take that.
Oh, man.
When I was growing up, we settled our conflicts. The worst that it would get to, was fist fights and things like that, and occasionally some knives or something come out. But it mostly fist fights, and that if it came to that. But when you have to resolve conflict, young people these days don't have conflict resolution skills.
Right.
They don't know how to resolve conflict. Their idea of resolving conflict is pulling out a gun and shooting somebody. As soon as they feel disrespected or they get angry about something, that's their first option. I don't know what all the root causes of it. You got movies out there, video games, some of the music that we're listening to. I mean, there's a lot of negative influences going around with our kids. And, what I always try to instill, and we do a lot of work with our young people, a lot of work in our schools. I teach fifth grade during non-pandemic years over at E.D. Nixon. I've done that for like 6 years now. But what I always try to instill in these young people, when someone is shot and killed, that's it. That person ain't coming back. It ain't like in a video game where you get 3 lives, you just reset the game, start over. That person's gone.
Right.
They're not ever coming back.
Right.
And how many people does that affect? Oh, man, it affects hundreds in the family, in the community, every life that is lost like that. And then you got the person who's going to be held responsible, who's going to prison. How many lives does that affect? Their children, their parents, their siblings. It's crazy. So, conflict resolution is a big one. We also have to get on to our parents out there because
Starts at home, right?
a lot of this does start at home. And one of the things I try to instill in parents is there is so much help out there available. We got a Helping Families program in Montgomery, Helping Families.
Right.
That's in our office. We operate out of our office, and their whole objective is to help families keep kids in school, get them educated, because guess what? The ones that are committing these violent crimes, there's one thing they have in common. Y'all know what it is? One thing they have in common, almost 99.9% of them.
What's that?
Dropouts. They were not in school at the time they committed these crimes. They were dropouts. They dropped out of school.
Wow.
Almost exclusively. So that tells me that education is a key factor, and if we can keep our kids in school and keep them behaving, they're a lot less likely to wind up in the grave or the prison.
Right.
And that's why I'm big on trying to get keep our kids in school and education. But here's what I want to get to with the parents. One of the things that the parents can do that is being proactive instead of being reactive is go through your kids' stuff, man.
That's all you
Oh
have to
man,
You don't have
all
any
you gotta
guns you
do.
can collect under
wife will tell
pillows,
you,
under
man.
mattresses.
My wife will
and
tell you
book
that's
bags.
something, man. I'm checking phone. I got apps on the phone. I'm monitoring everything.
You
I
got
want
to.
see what you doing, what you looking at, what you on
Right.
YouTube looking at.
That's right.
You know,
That's
right.
I'm on it.
That's one thing that you. And the other thing, you know, talking about apps and computers and all that, is keep up with your kids' grades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see a lot of mamas that come to me. I had one mama come to me a couple years ago. She was so upset because she found out that she had taken her child to the water park, Six Flags, and all this kind of fun things she was doing with him. And then she found out around June or whatever he had to go to summer school. And she was mad. Why didn't you tell me you had failed school or whatever? I said, Mama, you could have found that out yourself.
Yep.
You didn't have to wait until then. You got to keep up with your kids, making sure they're doing their homework, making sure that those grades are good. You know, I tell my kids, you know, and I tell my 5th grade students when I'm talking to them, they think I'm crazy. But I said, I always told my kids that bringing home anything other than an A is unacceptable in my household. What? What do you mean by that?
That pushes.
You know, my kids, they'll bring home a B every once in a while, but they better not bring home a C. And the reason for that is this, is I have given them everything that they need to be successful. The only thing that's missing is them.
Right.
All right?
Right.
If you need help with homework, I'll find you help. If I can't do it, I'll find somebody that'll help you for free. But I'll find somebody to help you. But, yeah, whatever they need. So that's why, you know, bring home a C in my household,
Unacceptable.
They're not. It's
Yeah,
unacceptable.
you sound like my wife.
You got to set that standard for our kids.
Yeah, you sound like my wife right now. She don't play by them C's.
No, you can't. You got to set the standard for our kids because, you know, going back to what we talked about when we first started talking here tonight, is every parent should want their kid to be better off than they were.
Right.
Don't accept mediocrity for your kids.
Right.
Let them dream and support those dreams, whatever they want to be. And it's not always academics, okay?
Right.
But here's the thing about that. Yeah, academics, going to college, you know, we push that a lot. But doggone it, man, you can get a job working as a welder, as a plumber, and making $25, $30 an hour. Right out of trade school. So it's not always about academics. Maybe, you know, you have children who are not academically, and that's fine. Well, let's get them into a trade school. That's why I think Impact here in Montgomery is a great thing and it's something that we've needed. You know.
So I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
but
you're right.
you know, bringing up Impact and all those different schools and all private schools for the parents who can't afford those. I mean, can't afford those type of schools and all. I mean.
Well, Impact's public.
I mean, not, you know, yeah. That's that was public, but I'm
If I
talking
got
about
that
the
right,
private.
that's
Montgomery Performance.
Yeah, it's one where they teach them all the trade skills.
Trade
Yeah.
skills. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's part of the
But
public schools.
so
If I'm
as far
saying
as
that.
like, you know, the private schools that you have to pay and all, you know, our public schools and all, do you feel like our public schools are actually getting the funds that they need to guide our children in the right direction?
No, and that's why the referendum was so important. You know, we need to obviously fund our schools properly. We have some great teachers in Montgomery. I mean, I've been to every single school. I visit just about every single school every year, at least once, twice. Some schools I'm there all the time. And we've got some really dedicated educators and principals in these schools. But they do need the resources and the help. But listen, man, you can have all the money in the world. But if you don't have that parental support and, you know, parents involved, it ain't going to make a difference. You can spend $1 million on a child, but you got to have parents involved, parents supporting their children, parents supporting the teachers, and parents supporting the schools. I've had ways. I remember talking to a principal at one of the schools, and he was telling me that had a student on a cell phone in the class while the teacher's trying to teach.
Ooh,
Teacher says, "Put down that cell phone." Man, get out here. I'm not done my conversation. Call principal collects the phone. He said that he took off the next day because he knew 8 o'clock that next morning that mom was going to be down there demanding that child's phone. Wanting that, not your phone, that's my child's phone. And so he took off that day so he could keep that phone with him so that at least for one day that child will be without that phone. He said, sure enough, he get a call saying, "Hey, that mom up here looking for her baby's phone." He said, "I'm sorry, I'm off. You know, she'll have to wait till the next day to get it." But parents have got to be supportive of educators and the principals and all that. But no, they don't have enough money. But it's coming. I mean, that's what that whole referendum was about, and it passed, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you this. So now that we got the school programs on the route, what about the after-school programs? Do you think we need to get more after-school programs for our kids, or what's your intake on that?
Is that a serious question?
Absolutely. That's a serious question. Because, we only got 2 YMCAs, 2 Boys and Girls Clubs.
Not enough. Man, there need to be one in every neighborhood. There need to be one really on every corner. And there need to be holistic services. So what you have when you go into one of these centers is you need to have, some athletics, something for the kids to get out their energy,
Stress off.
all that. But you also need to have tutors. You need to have people teaching them skills and mentors and, just a holistic approach for our young people. Man, that's critical. I've been preaching that for I don't know how many years. That is the best investment we as taxpayers could make, is opening up some centers for our young people. But now you got to be careful. You got to make sure these are properly staffed.
Right.
You just can't just have
put anybody
in there running them, teaching their kids whatever. You got to make sure they're properly run, properly supervised, properly staffed. And that's easy. Should be easy to do. It's going to take some work and money, but that should be number one priority because our kids need that, man. Y'all know. I mean, man, that's how I grew up. Going to some of these places and having older folks teach me,
right?
Whatever. That's how I get all my basketball skills.
So you're a hooper.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, on the court.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Watch out, Blue.
Daryl.
Right. Not Kobe. Daryl.
That's right. You're not even going to hear the swish.
Right.
It ain't
Straight in there.
Water.
Steve
all got,
Kerr
man.
over here, man. So,
Hey, but Montgomery lucky, man. I gave all that up to do what I do. Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I'm glad we can have some fun. This is obviously serious topics, but I'm glad we can have some fun in between. But 100% this is all serious stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we definitely want to make you feel at home. When we talk about it, like I said, we have fun on the show and all, but we definitely talk about the serious topics.
Yeah.
So let's go on into that. So let's talk about the gun laws here. Like, let me ask you this: what do you feel right now America needs to do when it comes to gun laws? Strengthen them as far as give me what you think should happen.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of things that we can do to strengthen the gun laws, and that should be done. There's way too many people that have guns that shouldn't have guns.
Mm-hmm.
We need to take care of that. But and I always tell people, you can probably have any law that you want to, but the bad guys are probably still always going to have guns.
Oh, yeah. That's
So, we've got to really work hard in trying to get the guns out of hands, especially of our young people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I really focus. When we get the guns out, it's not going to be as easy for them to pull those guns out and shoot somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And we started a program that I'm proud of a few years ago, and we offer actually a cash reward for any information about juveniles with guns.
Okay.
So if you see a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, whatever, walking around with a gun, you can actually get cash money through Crime Stoppers by reporting that. If we go and collect the gun, and we have paid out thousands of dollars in that program. You actually get $500 if it's on school property. So if you report a child with a gun in his locker or his book bag, you're going to get $500 cash.
That just blew my mind to even hear. But man,
And $300 if it's off of school property.
That's just crazy. Even blew my mind to even just hear about a 13-year-old even bringing a gun to school. You know what I mean? Our kids. That's crazy, man.
It happens.
So,
We see them at all ages like that with guns, and kids that age don't need to be walking around the streets with guns.
Mm-hmm. So, do you feel like, there needs to be a certain age limit when it comes to guns as far as like, a permit or anything? Like, because I think you can get a permit, at 18?
It's
or
18. Yeah.
18. Sometimes I feel like even at 18,
They need to have
there's
some type
still,
of course.
some kind of course or,
Requiring a course, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's actually a good idea. Our sheriff, who's a good friend of mine, Derek Cunningham, is big on gun safety and the gun permits. Right now there's an effort in the state legislature to do away with gun permits, not require them. right now at least you have the sheriff
Wow.
who has to review all those applications and make sure that people who are applying for permits need a weapon and meet all the background checks and all that. If they do away with it, you can just go get it. You don't need one. You just go get a gun if you want.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but he's up in the legislature every single year, probably for the last 2 or 3 years, fighting that, and we join him with that. I join him with that because that is crazy.
Now, I remember before you gave these good folks my age. I remember back in the day when we used to get in the altercation, we used to fight.
Yeah.
But after we get done fighting, we go get a drink or something.
Yeah.
No, that was
Yeah.
back in the day.
Right.
Now you can't do that now.
No.
It's
Y'all
a
heard
whole
Lucy
new ball
say,
game now.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
I'm not gonna give the age. I'm not gonna give the year.
Well,
back in the day.
Well, speaking
Lucy
of back
50.
in the day, you talk about the differences in back in the day. A lot of people ask me, about why is it so hard to solve crimes and things like that. Well, back in the day, all the neighbors were looking out for each other.
Right.
You
Yeah,
had
take a village.
neighbors. If I did something, my parents knew about it before I got home. And sometimes I get a whooping from some of the neighbors, right?
Right.
You can't. That doesn't happen nowadays. There's no. What happens now is people get off work, they go into their house, they shut off and lock all the doors, and they get on the Facebook or get on the Netflix or watching TV, whatever, and they don't know their neighbors.
Right. Right.
They don't know who belongs at this house or who this car shouldn't be in that driveway, and that's how police typically solve all their crimes is for information coming from citizens. And that's a big miss right now that we don't have that we had back in the day.
Right. And it's not called being nosed. It's called being aware.
Well, yeah, it's called being aware, and it's called being a good neighbor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we need to get back to that. People, I love that national night out, I think is what it's called, that we do it seems like every August or something like that. But we have all the neighborhoods come out and they throw big parties from all across Montgomery. And they get to know each other. They have cookouts. Some of them have bands. Some of them have all kinds of different things going on. But the thing is, all the neighbors get to come out and talk to each other.
Right.
And that should be going on more than once a year.
Oh yeah, most
And,
definitely.
we need that right now. We need that right now in the city of Montgomery. Everybody needs to get to know each other. And really, it's going to take all of us working together to keep these homicides from happening, keep these shootings from happening, and keep this crime down. It's going to take all of us working together. It can't just be on the Montgomery Police Department or on the DA. It's going to take everybody. And obviously we're an important part of it. The police department's an extremely important part of it because they're on the ground, boots on the ground.
Absolutely. Hey, man, it's serious.
Right, man.
It's
That's
serious.
real deep, man.
So I got
Blue,
this.
you get a lot of comments over there.
Yeah,
What's
man. I
going
mean,
on, man?
Hey.
this is going off over here, man.
Is that some kind of dating app? What is that?
No.
Oh man, Blue's on a day out. Better not be on a day out. This man finna get married.
Better edit this tape. Oh, wait, we live. I got an extra bedroom, man.
I'm moving in tomorrow.
He over there swiping left,
Right,
right.
man.
I'm like, oh man,
I think she had called me right when you had said it.
he on Tinder or something. I don't know
Oh
what he
man, that's funny, man. You gonna know what this
Y'all thought
question
Blue
came-
was the comedian, right?
Man, you got
Hey,
me beat.
this is funny.
Got me beat.
You gonna know where this question came from when I asked you this. So, is there a way to get a victim advocate who can update families on their cases? Is there a way to get a victim? Is there a way to get a victim advocate who can update families on their cases, even if it's not a cold case yet?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, and that's from my good friend Felicia. But yeah, it's we're working with the police department on that, and I think we have already established that, but I'll check on that and make sure that's happening. But we have victim service officers in our office that I have offered to Chief Finley to help work with families to keep them informed on cases. Because here's the deal, and this is a failing of what's going on right now, is that police officers, I think, do a great job in solving these cases and working these cases, but they don't a lot of times take the time out to, and a lot of times they don't have the time to, because I got so many cases just coming in one after another, to call families and all that, but they should. They need to do that. That's an important part of it. So we have offered our victim services officers up to help with that, to help communicate with these families, because families need these answers. They need to know what's going on. And, a lot of families just want somebody to talk to.
Right.
And, somebody, but we need to make sure they're getting services like, we need to put them in touch with restitution on how to pay for funerals and get counseling. Man, we just started a great program this past week. It's called Open Doors, where this is a true story. I went out to a homicide a couple years or so ago. It was on Eastdale Road in one of the apartment complexes there on Eastdale Road. And it's probably 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Go out to this homicide scene. There's a deceased body up on a hill, and they've got the police tape all the way down the length of this apartment complex. When I get to the scene, I couldn't even find a place to park, man. I had to park illegally because there was just too many people out there. So I get parked and walk all the way down to this crime scene. Man, it looked like thousands of people, definitely hundreds of people on the crime scene road. And what I saw was just a lot of children watching this body up there. Police going, doing their work, taking pictures, collecting evidence, but all these kids watching that. And I said, well, I wonder how that affects kids.
Right.
So I went home and I Googled it, and looked and started researching it. And what I found out is that it causes trauma in kids. So kids who witness it, and there were kids who witnessed it, kids who heard the shots, kids who saw the after effects, saw the body, saw the police doing this, saw the mama coming to the scene crying because she's lost her baby, seeing grandma come. All these things going on cause a trauma in a child. And what happens is that that trauma manifests in that child, and at some point it comes out. And it comes out in different ways. Some kids are able to maintain it and keep it in, but a lot of kids, it affects their grades. Their grades drop. It affects them at home. They start acting out. It affects them at school. They start acting out and getting in trouble and getting suspended. And then guess what happens? They come into the criminal justice system.
Right.
So I want to prevent all that. So we started a program just last week called Open Doors.
Open Doors.
Yeah. So anytime a homicide happens now, and let's say out of the 60 homicides we've had in the city of Montgomery, how many of those cases do you think children are involved in?
Out of the 60?
Yeah.
Man, I would at least say about 40.
I'll give you the answer. 60.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah, 100%. Because think about this. Oh, yeah, think about this. Think about this. Not only do you have children who may have witnessed it or may have heard the shots, but you have children who have lost their brother, their mother, their father, their sister. Those count, right? Or you have kids who maybe live in the neighborhood that lost a guy they know from the neighborhood or whatever. Or they may have lost a teacher. They may have lost the guy who runs the barbershop or whatever. It affects, in my opinion, 100% of these cases. There's a child involved that is experiencing some type of trauma. So we're pairing up these children with a licensed professional who, that's what she does, is trauma therapy with kids. Okay? And so we're going to pair these kids up with them to try to take care of that, get them some counseling on the front end, so hopefully that doesn't manifest into something awful on the back end. And I think that's a great thing that's needed. But we're not only doing it for the children, but we're doing it for the adults too. So if an adult's having trouble with it, we're going to provide counseling services for those adults as well. But my focus primarily is on our children.
Absolutely. What you got, Bluesky?
I think it's time now.
I think it's time.
I think it's time
for this all night, y'all.
For I got mine right here. Yes. We're finna start this great segment called No Arms.
No Arms. Daryl
right,
Bailey
no arms.
is on the clock.
Yes. I'm explaining the game to you.
Get your arms out right now.
Right, get your arms out now. Get your arms out now. Get your arms out.
Man, I got sweat already beating up here. I've been worried about this all night.
Alicia been waiting on this one.
Right, man.
Oh, okay. She's going to see how.
Right. You think you sweating. I'm sweating because Suge Knight over here looking at me. I ain't doing that, man. I'm free.
You free right now?
I'm free right now.
Right now.
I'm going to ask you 10 questions.
All right.
You got 5 seconds to answer them.
I'm counting.
You can't say the word.
5 seconds per question, though, right?
5 seconds per question.
Per question.
Right. Yeah. 10 questions.
No arms.
No arms.
Let's take it to 3 seconds.
No. First off, no. We already got security.
Man, you got to think quick.
That's not what I signed up for.
See, we already got security circling the building, so I'm going to give him
I signed
5.
up for 5 seconds. We coming in and changing the rules.
Yeah, I'm going to give him 5. I'm going to give him 5. All right, 10 questions, 5 seconds to answer. You can't say the word You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, first question. Who do you think makes the best potato salad?
Mom.
Mayor Reed or Governor K. Ivey?
Governor K. Ivey.
All right. Second question. Are you familiar with rap music? Which I'm pretty sure you are.
Yes.
Who is the better lyricist? Master P or Birdman?
Master P.
Okay. Question number 3. Sweet tea or lemonade?
Sweet tea.
Number 4. Bow tie or necktie?
Necktie.
Number 5. Apple pie or pecan pie?
Apple pie.
Number 6. Tom Brady or Troy Aikman?
5.
Tom Brady.
Number 7. Can you survive 3 days without your cell phone?
5.
No.
Number 8. Mac and cheese or collard greens?
Mac and cheese.
Number 9. War Eagle or Roll Tide?
War Eagle.
I already know the answer.
War Eagle.
I already know the answer.
Absolutely.
Number 10. This is a 2-part question. Who do you think is the better athlete back in the day?
5.
Sheriff Cunningham or Chief Finley?
Cunningham.
All right. Second part. Who do you think was the better athlete back in the day? Doug Singleton or Rondé Mitchell?
Oh, that's got to be all right. I'm not even going with Doug Singleton now. That's a Rondé. All day long. Rondé better athlete right now. Even Doug Singleton was back in his teenage years. Rondé better athlete. No,
All
no
right.
offense, Doug.
Well, you have no arms, so
Woo! I won.
you get a prize packet from Family Dollar.
All right. Family
You get a 5-pack toothbrush packet.
toothbrush. You trying to say I got some bad breath?
You got a 6-pack of tasty cinnamon twirls.
Cinnamon twirls.
Cinnamon twirls. A 2-pack of Suave powder deodorant. And a 3-pack of ROCK and the USA t-shirts. Valued at $7.63.
Dude, you went all out, man.
I'm sorry, man. I had that's my Christmas gift to you.
So am I the first to make this through?
You are the first to make it all the way through with no arms.
I think the time was a little bit too long.
Too long. Well,
I think the
I didn't
time
take
was-
the full 5
It
seconds.
was 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He really answered him in 3 seconds.
Yeah. Or less.
He sat right there and was like, no.
Give him 5 more. Give him 5 more.
Five more
Give him
questions.
5 more.
5 more.
Okay,
Off the
cool.
top.
Okay.
I'm ready.
3 seconds.
Off the top of my head.
Let's go.
Off the top of my okay, cool. All right. First question. Who do you think can run faster?
Take it
You?
too long.
No, you? No, that's the question. You or Suge Knight?
3.
Me.
Okay. I gotta call him Suge Knight. I'm scared, man.
You can't cuss on the air.
Right, he's standing back here like Suge Knight, man, like NWA the movie.
That's Suge. What you gonna tell him? That's Suge.
Got a 2-piece suit on,
I'm
man.
lightning fast, man.
Right,
I can
man.
beat him in a suit. Sunday school shoes and all, bro.
So if
I'm telling you. Yeah.
okay, so your favorite place to buy a suit, would it be the locker room or would it be Belks?
Belt.
Okay,
bit
2-piece
of locker room.
or double breast?
2-piece.
All right, KFC or Church's?
KFC.
Popeyes or KFC?
Popeyes.
Which meal from Popeyes though?
3-piece.
Is it mild, spicy?
Spicy.
Okay.
Fresh chicken, too. You got to tell them.
I was
Drop it fresh.
Do you want it fresh or do you want it just laid up under the light?
No. You got to tell them, as soon as you walk in the door, right, Mike? You got to tell them, drop it fresh.
Look, Mike over here,
Mike.
security man.
Mike told me
Mike ain't
that.
sitting there all day. Now he want to say it's my chicken.
Nobody wanted no chicken to be sitting on the
Man,
That was funny.
Mike, you all right?
Are you satisfied now?
He's good. He's good.
I'm good, man.
He's good. He didn't just say not one arm, which is right.
Good job. Good
I think
job.
somebody gonna be. I think DJ Fresh gonna be really mad about that one. 'Cause he thought he won, but
Oh, that is funny.
you know it's all good. You know,
Sorry, DJ Fresh.
right?
Man, look.
What can I say?
So let's get, I want to get back into this real quick.
Yeah, let's
All
do it.
right. So how close does the DA office works with the mayor's office?
We have a close relationship, a good relationship. So there's a lot of programs that we have in our office that are supported financially and otherwise by the mayor's office. An example would be our One Place Family Justice Center, which works with domestic violence victims, child victims, and our seniors that have been either taken advantage of physically or financially, and our sexual assault victims. And they are a huge supporter of that. As a matter of fact, along with the county, they bought the building and provide all kinds of services for that to operate. The city of Montgomery, through the mayor's office, also supports our Helping Montgomery Families initiative, which I talked about. That's part of where the Open Doors program is a part of now. So we work closely with the mayor's office and have a good relationship.
Awesome. Cool. What you got over there?
Man, so my next question is like, okay, wherever you go in Montgomery, are you deep with security always?
As far as you know, yes.
Because, man, when I'm just shocked.
Not everybody likes me as much as you like me. Right?
He stood. I'm saying Mike stood up the whole entire show. He ain't taking out one seat.
Nah,
he ain't want the water. I was like, man, you just
y'all
don't need no water.
And that's good for him. Right? He's an old dude, but he has to go to the bathroom like every 35 seconds.
So you got a bad bladder?
Yeah, he got He gonna kill me,
man. It's all good. You didn't want the water, man. You okay? You stood the whole entire show.
Man.
That wasn't on camera.
Yeah, that was on camera. That was on camera.
We can't edit that out.
No, man. I'll make sure next time you come, I'm gonna have some water for you, man.
Y'all need to invite him up here too. You know, he got a lot to say. But y'all better have an extended segment because that man's talking. It need to be the extended show with him.
Lucy, I think you got a better suit on than you two.
He do, man. Where did you get that suit from, man? Where did you get that suit from?
My wife bought it.
Hey, wife knows best, man.
Right,
Wife knows best. Hey, so look, we like to also.
Everybody can't shop there, man.
Right.
Hey, that's funny. Look. Okay, so we also have to have our guests give words of encouragement to our people out there. So give the people some words of encouragement.
Yeah. So my words of encouragement would be Montgomery is a great place. Montgomery is a beautiful city with beautiful people. I love our city. You know, people talk about it, talk us down and all that. But you know what? The three of us up here are a great example. I mean, I just met y'all tonight, but man, we like brothers. We up here having a good time, having fun.
Oh yeah,
y'all are good people. I can tell that, and they're good people all over the city. We just got to get out and get to know them, man. I meet people all over, and there's so many good people in this city. And my encouragement would be just we're all in this together. You know, this crime, it's bad. I ain't gonna try to sugarcoat it and try to tell you, man, crime ain't bad and all that. It's bad. But we can conquer this together, working together with your support, with all of us, helping our kids, helping our young people. That's the key, man. You see a single lady trying to raise her children, don't just, help her. Whatever, financially, whatever you can do to help that child and help that lady out. Grandmother struggling, trying to raise, whatever, help them. Mm-hmm. That's what we should all be about and pitching in. Montgomery's got so many resources. Just take advantage of them, man. All the resources we got out there, there's so much help. You just got to call and ask for it.
That's right.
And, start with me. I don't mind, man. I get contacted on Facebook all the time, man. It's probably 5-6 times a day somebody contacts me on Facebook, if not more, probably more than that. But that's fine. Call my office, email, text me, whatever, and I'll make sure that you get the help and resources you need. But my encouragement is that we've got to help our kids, and we've got to bond together to make sure that our kids are successful, because that is the key to crime prevention, and it's the key to a successful Montgomery in the future.
Correct.
Okay, so real question. This was a question on here. Miss Shirley Thomas, that's the Slain Rapper Adobe.
Yeah.
She said, how can you get the phone number to Open Doors?
Yeah, so it's 832-7179. 832-7179. And that goes directly to my assistant Anna, and she's gonna put you right in touch with her.
Your assistant Anna, she funny, man.
Oh, she is funny. I need to have her on. She can do her own show.
She funny.
She's funny. All right.
I said, are you coming down with him? Oh no, I don't do that.
Straight to the point. Man.
I said, okay. Cool.
Anna probably already got her 3-piece sitting at home in her pajamas, watching a little TV right now. Lifetime. You know, all those little shows.
Oh,
So let me ask you this. So, all right, you helping all the people in Montgomery, right? Mm-hmm. What can you do to help Auburn's quarterback?
Shit, man.
I had to look at the camera and say that. You know what I'm saying? Rolling with the tide over here.
Roll with tide.
Roll with the tide, man.
They ain't no
Bo
help.
Nix. Bo Nix.
Well, I tell you how I can help Bo Nix out. I tell you how we can help Bo Nix out. Get rid of Gus Malzahn.
You heard it live from Daryl, baby.
And he can get it done.
That would be the best thing to help Bo Nix out. Is bring in a new coach and let's just start fresh.
If Daryl said it, it must be true. It has to happen.
Sorry, Gus, but man, you got to go.
Man, Gus the bus.
Oh.
Y'all keep to the side
You
already.
need to get on that bus, crank it, and go on, man. Somewhere. Go back to high school, wherever you got to go.
God, that is funny, man.
You were cutthroat, man.
That is funny. Chef, were you Roll Tide or War Eagle back there?
War Eagle, bro.
Oh my God.
Your whole administration is War Eagle?
Yeah, but I was a requirement, man. I'm hiring nobody.
So when you do the application,
First thing I ask.
War Eagle or Roll Tide?
Yeah. But here's the deal. Now, this is serious business. Football, man, I'm over football. I'm basketball. That's where I'm at now.
Where you at?
Okay.
Auburn basketball. Auburn basketball, man.
Wait a minute,
Bro.
wait.
Man, we got a young team right now, but that's all right, man. Look, Final Four team. Yeah, man, we all right.
So Suge, you with Auburn basketball too?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh
he
my
big
God.
on
Your whole administration is just War Eagle, man.
Yeah.
You gotta have that one Roll Tide in there or something.
No, we don't do that.
Man.
Can't trust those folks.
Daryl Bailey interview will be getting deleted
Wow,
tonight.
man,
You tell it ain't election time, right? I'll be up here. Oh yeah, we love Alabama and Auburn, man. Yeah, roll tide.
Man, look here, man. We thank you for coming on the show, Mr.
Oh man, we ain't stopping, are we? We just getting started. What happened?
Unless you want to stay on.
I don't even know what time it is.
Man,
You still over there on your app?
Yeah, I'm still on the app
we
over
got-
here, man.
we got 4
She look all right right there, man. Blue, you need to swipe left on that one.
God dang.
I would have to take Darren Bennett to the club with me, man.
I'm a good wingman, man. I'm a good wingman.
Yeah, man, damn, she all right. Man, she all right. She good.
Hey, now, listen, Blue, they say you comedian, right?
I am.
This is
I
my
am.
time.
Oh, man, come on with the
Where are you a
question.
comedian at? Where you be? Because I haven't seen you.
Man, I do, everything pretty much sporadic or randomly.
Oh, okay.
So basically I probably wake up one day and be like, I want to do this.
So you do like your accent like in front of the mirror is what you're saying.
Somewhat. I'll probably get on Snapchat. I'll probably
All right.
do this,
Yeah.
or,
All right. Well, good.
It's just how I'm feeling. One day I'll probably get up and do something. But
Hey, but seriously, guys, I know we've had a lot of fun here tonight, and again, it's serious topics. But
why I feel like you interviewing us?
I'm taking over now.
All right,
Y'all
come on.
sit back.
All right, cool. We
Y'all asked enough questions.
can do that.
But y'all, I really appreciate what y'all are doing because going back and watching some of the, y'all are serious about it, and y'all don't have to do this, but that's kind of what I was talking about. Is we all got to do something. We all got to get involved. The people watching this right now. I don't know who else you're going to be interviewing. But these are important topics, and you need to hear from your elected officials. Every elected official needs to be on here talking to you guys. That's why, some people, why are y'all going on, this show? Nobody, whatever. I said I'm going on it because everybody, there are people that watch y'all, right?
Right.
And there are people that admire y'all. There are people that listen to y'all. And listen, I don't know why after I've been here, but I'm just kidding.
I wonder where you going. Where you going, man?
You need to take me with you. Where the comedy at, man? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But no, I do appreciate it because we need every bit of help that we can get, and y'all straight, and I appreciate that. Y'all 100, keeping it 100, and we need that right now.
I like that, man.
I just want y'all to invite me back, man. This has been fun.
Oh yeah, man. Most definitely. You and Suge.
Wake up, Montgomery. 7 o'clock at night.
I tell you what, watch this plug. No, why did? Only way you can come back, I got a video
Uh-oh.
called Street Life.
Yeah.
I need you to post this video on the DA office website.
Right. And then after that, give me an application right for y'all jobs so I can work with Suge Knight over here and we can be good, man, you know.
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
Did y'all check out Suge Knight laugh? Ha, 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 ha.
Hey,
I heard her laugh through the mask.
No. The song's called Street Life. It's a positive song. I'm an artist. I do positive music. The song's called Street Life. It's talking about the gun violence and all and everything. How words go, how can we make it out of struggle when everybody killing one another? So take a look at it. If you get a chance to, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
I will, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But absolutely, we had fun tonight, man.
I swear.
We had fun.
I had fun.
We had
I
fun.
had
got
fun.
Sure, not you next, man.
Yes.
You next.
You next, man.
We take his cell phone away from him next time. We might get a little bit more out of him.
Definitely, man.
Man, that cell phone going crazy. Huh?
No, man.
It's blowing up over there.
It's
We
blowing
got it
up,
blowing up, man.
It's,
I love it. I love it.
man, it's a lot.
Everybody that's tuned in right now, man. District Attorney Daryl Bailey has came here, man, and we had fun. Look, I go by the name of Young Ro, man. You can find me at YoungRo18 on Instagram, man. Twitter, YoungRo4. Also, man, Facebook, Young Ro, YUNRO. Comedian Blueski Blue.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Comedian Blueski Blue, Instagram, Comedian Blueski Blue 1. You can find me on Christian Mingle. You can find me on Black Planet, College Club, and what's the other one? Tinder. Yeah, that's right. My wing man had to tell me Darren Bailey, my new wing man.
Y'all got these names. Man, you can't be just saying Daryl Bailey, man. What's my name?
Okay,
Come on,
I'm gonna give him one.
What's his name, man?
DB. There it is.
All right, I'll take DB.
DB. There it is.
DB.
Oh, man,
We got
that's like
DB.
Busters, man. No,
Okay,
man,
all right,
you gotta
cool.
give him a cooler
All right,
name than
let
that, man.
me see.
Damn, man.
D-Bell.
No, he just Bailey, bro.
Just Bailey.
Just Bailey.
Just Bailey.
Just
You got Bailey, Suge Knight. Boom. There it is, man. Suge Knight in the two-piece. That's cool. You Suge Knight for the night.
I know one thing. You're going to be Suge Knight for the rest of the night.
Suge Knight in the two-piece. There
Tell
it
the
is,
people,
man.
if you like, tell the people where they can find you at.
Yeah, so they can find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Daryl Bailey, DARYLBAILEY. They can find me, email Daryl Bailey at mc-ala.org. Call me on the phone, 832-7179. Just, man, drop by the office, whatever. Me and Suge Knight. You have to come through
Right.
Suge Knight.
I got, oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'll get past him. That's cool. What do I send my application for?
Yeah, we take care of that right now.
Okay, cool.
Roll
cool.
Tide or War Eagle.
You better not.
What?
You better not.
Forever Roll Tide, man.
Okay, you and
That's cool. I just go to workforce.
Interview done.
I just go to workforce up the street up here and see if I can.
Man, look here, man. Look, wake up, Montgomery, man. We thank y'all for tuning in, man.
Workforce.
Tune in each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., man. You know how we do. We talk about the topics that no one else wants to talk about, man. The gun violence. Montgomery, wake up, and we out.
Sir.